So this poem is about emotions again, and I have personified an emotion, okay? And you know what the emotion is. Hope is a he. You know, the knight in shining armor, that sort of thing. We met at my house. I was 22 and in conversation with my mother, paddling through career decisions when he reminded me of myself. Played a little movie in my head of small wins and smaller failures. Oh, sorry, he calls them lessons. Hope. We met again in my Gmail inbox. I was 25 when an acceptance letter had his scent all over it. I merely shook his hand and gave him a slight nod. And then there was that time in the cafe when he waited with me until a special someone walked in. Hope wasn't jealous. He stayed all evening, nudged me to be vulnerable, said it was going to work out just fine, and when he was right. He says we had crossed paths with me a couple of times over the years. He says I didn't recognize him, that I had made him feel unwelcome. Well, don't blame me, because he sounded a bit shady. Sometimes as a phone call from a stranger across the cities, sometimes as an annoying voice in my head, sometimes as an ambulance siren, sometimes as the rustling of leaves, he seemed to be quite the illusionist. Playing tricks that would make my pupils dilate, clear my brain fog, and at one time he got me to quit my job. He visited me the other day, brought me my favorite smile. He tried to be invisible, but I knew he was there because we seem to be running into each other quite often. A quarterly ritual I don't have to mark on my calendar. So let me tell you a bit about him. Hope arrives like the extra chili with vada pav. That one full chip in a crushed Lay's packet. You don't realize how much you needed it until you bite into it. You see, Hope, he wears a bow tie. Not too formal, not too casual, always ready for the occasion. Whether he's needed at the exam hall or at a protest, Hope is never late. His watch tracks emotions and time is simply the background music. He likes his coffee cold and his ice cream melted. He's easy to please, has low expectations. Hope makes a great house guest. He only comes when invited, sometimes when you're desperate for company. He cleans the dishes unasked, rearranges clutter, gives you enough time to decide what you want to throw out. And he tends to leave just before you feel like you've had enough of the safe and comfort. Hope, he's a freelancer. Can work from anywhere, anytime, never gets paid. But Hope doesn't complain. Instead, he wishes he's used more often. So if you're looking to meet Hope, let me tell you, over time it gets easier to find him. He might not follow you on Instagram, send you reels of cats and babies. He doesn't make a grand entrance, but you find him in your morning cup of coffee, in a dewdrop, in the green traffic signal, in a feather that floats onto your lap, in an artist's palette, in the first streak of a purple sunset, in your own reflection on the mirror, in a poem you wrote when you were 9, a song that your father loves to listen to, and sometimes a news article. Sometimes. But above all, you remember his methods, the way he made you think, how the creases on your forehead take a vacation when he comes by. And someday, you'll sit in front of your laptop, trying hard to remember his voice. But you'll realize he never left memories. He turned himself into a fragrance, dousing uncertainty with patience, left a trail of his scent in all your decisions, takes the job of being your lens. Hope is that friend who you can call after 8.5 years and it's like he never left. He probably never will. Thank you. Use a 4-line book, said the teacher. No amount of lines could straighten her creativity. The 4 lines transformed into everything, from window grills to train tracks. Sometimes a tightrope that words seemed to balance on. On most days, her mind would rip the lines off the book and craft them into a nest that can nurture her ideas until they take off. Thank you. So this poem is actually part of a poetry calendar that I've designed, and this is the poem for April. So there's one sample out there, so if anybody is interested, they are for sale. So if you would like, thank you. So we have a model who's modeling the So I just wanted to promote my calendar. So every month comes with the illustrated poem, and it also has a writing prompt because the intention is I want all of you to start writing as well. So it starts off very simple and you can write along through the year. So thank you for bearing with me.